Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. We are going to be talking about Gabriel Jesus today because he could be on the verge of making his way to Arsenal. Manchester City and Arsenal are in talks over the Brazilian forward, and a transfer could be on the cards for one Gabriel Jesus making his way from Manchester to London, from Manchester City to Arsenal this summer. Is a transfer that we've talked a bit about, is a transfer that's been spoken about a lot in obviously the early stages of this transfer window. There is genuine feeling now that talks are heading in the right direction for Arsenal to acquire a striker finally in this transfer window, a position that obviously needed to be strengthened. It needed to be looked at by Arsenal. It seems that Arsenal are making progress in strengthening in that department. We're going to be talking all about this transfer, what it means for Arsenal, Man City, and Gabriel Jesus himself. But before we go any further, I would like to remind us, please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things always and frankly greatly appreciated. But for now, let's get talking about this transfer, because to me, this is actually a pretty good move by Arsenal in my opinion. The details of it first are that City value Jesus at around about £50 million. An Arsenal bid is expected imminently, so talks are still ongoing there. But what we do know is that Arsenal are front runners to sign the Brazilian forward. And an agreement is expected to be made between both clubs, as Jesus really wants this move, and personal terms will be no issue whatsoever. So it does seem like it is in the palm of Arsenal's hands to get this deal across the line and over and done with, assuming that they can put the money on the table that Manchester City can't say no to. A lot's been talked about Manchester City this transfer window. There is said to be a proper refreshing of the squad. There's meant to be several incomings and several outgoings. We know about the kind of rumours that have been floating around Manchester City and how they're looking to kind of rejuvenate and kind of refresh the squad. Like I say, we already know that Erling Haaland's walked through the door at the Etihad, and what a big wave in the transfer window that has produced. We've heard rumours of Frankie de Jong coming in. Whether they actually stay and whether Manchester United get him, or whether it will actually go to the blue half of Manchester instead, still remains to be seen. Today, there are strong reports that Brighton's Cucurella is a massive target of Manchester City, and Pep Guardiola really admires him, and there's going to be something to that going forward, and maybe a deal could be struck there between City and Brighton. Whilst on the other side of things, the outgoings, we know that Ilkay Gundogan is possibly on his way out. He's been told that maybe he can go and find a new club. Bernardo Silva, his future may be up in the air. There's still the Barcelona links that are surrounding him. Zinchenko, again, Arsenal allegedly interested in the Ukrainian, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. But Gabriel Jesus is the one that's mainly been mentioned and talked about a lot. He is the interesting one. He is the big one, with all due respect on this side, because a lot of speculation has been made about him. We know that Arsenal aren't the only ones that are allegedly interested. Tottenham were allegedly interested, and Chelsea as well. So it did seem like he had a very big London sort of choice or choices to make with them teams being interested. But I would assume that if you're a player that's looking for first team football, going to Tottenham, where you're likely to be behind the likes of Harry Kane, isn't probably going to be the worthwhile option for you. Whilst at Chelsea, there is of course the Romelu Lukaku situation to be dealt with, and I would imagine that would be done very, very soon, and a possible move in some way, shape or form to Inter is likely, very likely to happen. But I would imagine that Chelsea may miss out on that because of obviously how long this Lukaku situation is taking. Plus, they may have other options as well. Christopher Nkunku of RB Leipzig, of course, is a name that will not go away from being linked with the Blues and Thomas Tuchel's side. So that kind of does leave the door open for Arsenal to take this transfer and to strike whilst the iron's hot, so to speak. Strike whilst everybody else is distracted or got things that may not be worthwhile to offer for Jesus. Now, As far as Jesus goes, of course, we know about him from his time at Manchester City over the past few years. He's done very, very well in this Pep Guardiola side. I never felt like he was a Manchester City player in terms of, I just felt for what they needed and for what they wanted. I didn't think he was... there was just something about him that I just didn't think he quite hit the standard or hit the mark. I always felt like a step down from Manchester City would be where he thrived, and I think that this move for Arsenal will be perfect for him should, of course, it get over the line. He's a striker by trade, of course, but he's been mainly deployed this season as a bit more of a right winger under Pep Guardiola. We know about how Guardiola likes to experiment and likes to obviously change things around and rotate. And so he's been used more as a winger. So it does show that he can play as the winger and he can be quite versatile, which, as I've mentioned time and time again, I think if you want to thrive in a big team like a Man City, like a Liverpool, and so on and so forth, you need some sort of versatility to your game, and Jesus can provide that. This season, he has scored 8 goals and recorded 9 assists in 28 appearances in the Premier League for City this season, which is pretty decent record considering that he's mainly used in rotation. He's normally a substitute, whether he's going on or being taken off or whatever it may be under this Pep Guardiola system. That's just how Pep rolls, I guess. So that's kind of okay, I guess. He's scored 95 goals and assisted 46 times in 236 appearances for City overall, which is a pretty good record. And like I say, had he been playing more regularly across his time at City, he had a few injuries, and obviously, like I say, Pep likes to experiment and rotate with his City side and obviously take players out. No one in that City side, besides usually the goalkeeper, is safe or set in stone as being a regular starter. So Jesus is obviously one of those candidates that's used in a bit more rotation, shall we say. I reckon he could have obviously got a few more goals and a few more assists to his name. And like, that's why he's obviously wanting to move. That's why he wants to move. It's the rotation side of things. Obviously, with Haaland coming in as well, that doesn't help his case either. But I guess it's just the rotation side, Haaland coming in, City looking to refresh the squad. All of these things all coming together to kind of force Jesus into a decision where he wants more game time, and that is obviously a club where he's looking to get that. And of course, Arsenal, he will definitely get that. One of the things we said about Arsenal this season in terms of why they didn't get top 4 is because they lacked a clinical enough or a consistent enough or a regular striker up front for them. We saw that Lacazette, he faltered. We saw that Aubameyang had his issues before he left in January. We saw that Eddie Nketiah just wasn't good enough to make the cut or to be a difference maker in that Arsenal attacking line. Jesus can be that guy for Arsenal. I think a step down from City would do him good. I think that he has all the tools and all of the ability and quality to kind of slot straight into the Arsenal squad and do a job and hit the ground running, so to speak. And I think that he can obviously improve Arsenal in a lot of ways, and if they have obviously got him a season earlier, I reckon that Arsenal probably would have got top 4, and it wouldn't have been and a lack of a striker wouldn't have been seen as one of the key parts of their season in terms of being a bit of a downfall, and in terms of them missing out on a massive opportunity to obviously get Champions League football and why they couldn't seal that top 4 spot. I believe that this is a very good signing. I believe that obviously signing a recognised striker is an area that Arsenal needed to address, and they've done that. I think they still need a bit more depth in that area. Maybe Balogun is the answer to maybe that depth, and maybe we'll see more of him coming through this season, or maybe there is someone else waiting in the wings, so to speak. It is interesting times at Arsenal, maybe for good or bad reasons, but I think for Jesus, recognised striker, Premier League proven, knows Mikel Arteta obviously from his time at Manchester City previously, and is a player who bags around 15 goals a season in all comps, give or take. So he's definitely a guy who who is proven in terms of goal scoring, can obviously slot straight into that Mikel Arteta system, knows Arteta well. Yeah, I genuinely think that this is a very, very good signing overall. And obviously with better playing time, which is obviously what he's going to get at Arsenal, he's going to be happier. He's probably going to play better as well. And obviously he will improve on his goal scoring record, I think. I think for all of these reasons, he's a very good addition to this Arsenal squad. Very, obviously fits in with the system. Versatile, plenty of goals to his name. He's very quick. He's intelligent in terms of his movement. And I think, like I say, he will slot into this Mikel Arteta system. And I think that he will be a worthwhile addition to this Arsenal squad. Will it be enough to get them into the top 4? I don't know. I think obviously with the way that Tottenham are improving and looking to strengthen, I think with obviously whatever Chelsea's going to do this season, you can also add in Manchester United into that mix as well, with the unknown factor of Erik ten Hag, of course, and maybe 1 or 2 other teams as well. Obviously City and Liverpool are still the standard bearers, but those kind of teams that are in and around Arsenal, I don't know if this will be enough to push them into the top 4. But I think that this is a step in the right direction of improving this Arsenal squad. And I think as well, it's another player to add into that sort of young core, if you like. He's 25 years of age, so he's not exactly very young, but he kind of fits in with the age group and this sort of age range that Arsenal are trying to get, so that they've got a team together that are similar, that are united, that are on the same page, so to speak, that are together, a close-knit bunch, and that can obviously grow together and get better together, and can obviously evolve and get better as the seasons go on. And you know, they'll be hoping that obviously he can be a guy that can be the main guy to get them goals, the main guy up front, and the main guy to obviously push them to where they want to be, which is for challenging trophies again, and for obviously getting back into the Champions League, and then going on from there, building a platform season after season after season. But there is still a lot of work to be done at Arsenal. There's still a lot of work to be done in terms of this transfer as well. This is not over the line yet. This has not been given the green light yet. There's still a lot of work to be done. I did say that there are other teams involved in this, in terms of Tottenham and Chelsea. There may be a couple of other teams that may be waiting in the wings as well, but it does seem that Jesus wants this move. Arsenal are in pole position to take this move. Still a lot of work to be done, but it does seem that Gabriel Jesus may be on his way to Arsenal this summer, and I, for one, think this is a very, very good piece of business by Arsenal. And I can't wait to see it unfold, even though I am obviously a Liverpool fan, looking at it from the outside, looking in. But of course, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of this news that Gabriel Jesus might be on the verge of joining Arsenal this summer? What are your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, whatever you want to call it on this news story, transfer story, whatever you want to call it? I'd love to read them all down below in the comment section, because I'm sure it'll make for interesting reading. Otherwise, hit that like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. I want to see more content like this. Both things are always down for a big, greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see you and speak to you all again soon in another video.